everybody, it's Jennifer, and I want to welcome you to day 12 of my 29 days of transformation using the law of attraction series. And today, what I want to do is actually share my story and give you my own experiences with the law of attraction in my own life. I have used the law of attraction consciously, and I have actually experienced the law of attraction unconsciously. And in this story that I'm going to share with you today, I'm going to talk to you about how we can unconsciously be moving about our lives and still experience the law of attraction in action, and why it's so important for us to get clear and focus on exactly what we want as opposed to what we don't want in life. So here we go. Just to give you a little brief overview about me, I'm originally from Los Angeles, California, and I was raised with my parents, both working class people who did a lot to make sure that I had every opportunity that I could have. They didn't make a whole lot of money, but they definitely were very passionate about making sure that I had the best education possible. So they sent me to private schools and sacrificed to make sure that I had the best opportunities that they could provide. But one thing I did notice when I was growing up was that they were very much working a whole lot. It seemed like they, were working a lot uh, and, constantly going on that hamster wheel of, go to work, come home, cook dinner, go to sleep, and do it all over again and live for the weekend. And what I realized when I was about 11, 12 years old was that I did not want that type of life. I recognized that I didn't want to, number one, have to just work 20, 30 years doing the exact same thing over and over and over and over again. That idea scared me to death, even when I was little. And the other thing that I recognize is that I wanted to be able to create my own financial freedom and not have a company tell me how much that I was going to make, and I had to accept that. Um, I saw my parents work really hard and, have periods of financial challenges because they were waiting for that next paycheck. And it was constantly like, if an emergency comes up and you don't have that savings, you're trying to catch up, and it's just an endless hamster wheel. So after I attended college, once I got out of school, I really didn't know what I wanted to do in terms of a career. I ended up talking to a dear friend of mine, and the advice that he gave me was, whatever you do, learn how to sell. Because regardless of whether or not you go to work for a company or you become an entrepreneur, those sales skills are necessary for every single industry under the sun. So you will have the skills that are necessary to be successful in whatever area that you decide on. So that's what I did. I ended up getting a few different sales positions straight out of college. Um, and great experiences, learned a whole lot, and uh, went into marketing and advertising, um, sales, and then I ended up in the real estate industry, which I ended up in the real estate industry mainly because I wanted to be able to have the financial freedom that I envisioned for myself when I was that 11, 12-year-old girl, but I also wanted that time freedom and not having to, have to work long hours and do the same thing over and over again. And so that's what I did. And I ended up getting in real estate and really loved it. But here's what happened. Although I was making a good deal of money, I was actually working an average of 10 to 12 hours a day. So I really wasn't in a position to be able to fully enjoy the money that I was making. And so that was one thing. And, we all know what happened when the real estate market crashed. That's a whole nother story. But I'll say this. This is an example of, you know, we can focus so hard on the things that we do not want in our lives. In my case, what I didn't want was to have to trade my time for dollars, and I didn't want to, have somebody tell me exactly how much that I could make. So I luckily was able to create a situation where I was able to make the money that I desired based on my own efforts, but at the same time, because of my energy towards not wanting to have to trade my time for dollars and uh, didn't want to work long hours, I attracted a career in a whole situation where that was exactly the case. So if you broke down how much I was working and then divided it by how much I made, really, I probably made a lot less per hour than I did working in corporate America because I had to work. I had to work those hours in order to make the money. So that's what I think a lot of people do. We get focused on, oh, I'm afraid to be poor. And so we do things that we think are helping us avoid being poor, but they lead to a poor lifestyle, poor relationships, poor health, all these different things, all these other areas of your life can suffer. And then at the same time, you just get into that cycle. So what I'm trying to say here is this. When you're The law of attraction works regardless of whether you are conscious of it or not. And it works based on the energy and the focus that you put into a certain area. So if you have fear about a certain thing, if you have fear about poverty, you are going to attract into your experience things that are in line with poverty because your energy and your emotion, your attention is so heavy in that direction. And so instead of focusing on what we don't want, we need to focus wholeheartedly on what we do want and make the emotion and the energy really, really strong towards exactly what we do want. In my case, if I had been focused more on, I really desire time freedom and being able to do what I want whenever I want with who I want, then I would have approached my business in a totally different fashion. Instead of saying, oh, great, I got this humongous check, I would say, okay, I've got this humongous check, but I want the humongous check, but I also value being able to go out with my friends and um, go out of town for a couple weeks without, worrying about checking my emails or answering the phone, that type of thing. So it's all about really, really, really getting clear about what exactly you do want and making that your focus each and every day, each and every day. So I hope me sharing my story there was helpful to you, just to give you an idea of how we can attract things into our experience that are the greatest thing that we fear is what we tend to attract. So it's very important that we stay focused on exactly what we really do want. So if you enjoyed this video, which I hope you did, please make sure to like, share, and definitely subscribe to my channel. I also want to invite you to click the link below this video to gain access to my exclusive Facebook group where we're sharing personal development tips, tools, and resources, as well as information on how to create passive income for yourself online, working from home, without having to trade your time for dollars, and also some great interviews and information on how to manage and grow your money as well. So I look forward to connecting with you soon. Until next time, take care and God bless. Talk to you soon.